Good evening, Ji.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Let us start. I got late by 10-15 minutes, so we will not have a break. We'll have a straight 2-hour class and we'll finish off. Chaliye. Now, yesterday we finished operational risk and credit risk. Today I will start with market risk. Please open page number 32. Now, what is market risk? It is a risk of adverse deviation due to marking to market value of investment portfolio. We did this on the first day also. Banks are exposed to market risk as all other investors. Like when you invest in share market, you buy gold, you buy bonds, you buy shares, you buy foreign currency, you are invested into, you are exposed to market risk. Similarly, banks are also exposed to market risk. This question has come. Bank's proprietary book, trading book. So if you remember the first day class, there were 3 books. One was a banking book, one was trading book, one was off-balance sheet items. Okay, so bank's trading book is exposed to market risk, where the bank trades on its own account. This question came. It consists of investments in securities such as debt, treasury bills, bonds, etc., equity, foreign exchange, held in nostro accounts, commodities, gold, silver, platinum, etc. This question came. Then counterparty risk. In our market risk, we also have a counterparty risk. Same like in credit risk. If you remember, in credit risk, what was the counterparty risk I told you? It comes due to default of a counterparty. What do you mean by default of a counterparty? Where we did that, counterparty can, like when there is a default in the bonds, interest or principal payments. Do you remember I did that? When I specifically told you that when there is a default when you buy the bonds of Vodafone, and if Vodafone does not pay principal or interest, one we used to do normal default risk. You give loan to a party and party defaults. And one was a counterparty risk where you buy bonds of Vodafone or bonds of Indiabull or bonds of Tata Motors and they do not pay you interest or principal. It is considered as a default. As a result, the price of the bonds will fall down. So the counterparty risk has 2 situations. One, default of the issuer of security. that the company Tata Motor who has issued the bonds, it defaults on interest payment or principal amount. Second, if you remember, I told you an example in credit risk of rating downgrade risk, rating downgrade or credit spread risk. The same thing happens here also. Now the rating of Tata Motor is downgraded from BBB to default. As a result, what will happen? The price of bonds will also come down due to rating migration of instrument on hand. All right. Or third is, if the interest rates in the market increase, bond prices will go down. Price decreases as a price is also inverse function of yield. This thing we did in ABM. In a bond, whenever yield interest rates in the market go up, bond prices go down. Then this area, very important, what is VAR, what is stress testing, what is back testing, what is scenario analysis, this we'll do after some time. Almost at the last part of market risk. Now first let us do market risk.
सॉरी सर, एक मिनट, इसमें ना सर लास्ट टाइम 6-7 नंबर का क्वेश्चन आया था मार्केट रिस्क में ओनली। वार पे 3 नंबर का, वार पे सर 3 नंबर का क्वेश्चन था, डाउन साइड रिस्क मेजर वाला ऐसे कुछ था। एक बैक टेस्टिंग का 1 नंबर का क्वेश्चन था।
बैक टेस्टिंग तो थ्योरी होगी ना? जी
सर, इसमें 3 नंबर का था वैल्यू एट रिस्क। तो थोड़ा सा ना सर इसको हिंदी में भी थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करते रहो, क्योंकि हमें समझ नहीं आता सर ज्यादा।
गुड क्वेश्चन है आपके पास जो क्या आया था?
नहीं सर, ये जो आपकी फर्स्ट लाइन है ना, यही सेम थी, वैल्यू एट रिस्क इज डाउन साइड रिस्क मेजर।
कोई बात, डोंट वरी। नाउ let us come to market risk measurement first. Now in market risk measurement, we have 3 methods. One is sensitivity, one is BPV and one is duration. ठीक है, और इसके बाद 4th है downside potential. Downside potential पे तो थ्योरी क्वेश्चन आया था ना यार, गुरप्रीत
जी सर? इवनिंग वाले में आया था सर थ्योरी क्वेश्चन, 2 नंबर का था, इसमें डाउनसाइड पोटेंशियल पे
थ्योरी क्वेश्चन था ना
जी।
ठीक, और एक हो गया वार।
सर वार पे 3 नंबर का क्वेश्चन था, ओनली वार पे,
थ्योरी के न्यूमेरिकल
नहीं सर। इसमें ना केस स्टडी थी मार्केट रिस्क, 3 क्वेश्चन थे वार के। एक था सर इसका बैक टेस्टिंग का और एक था जो डाउन साइड पोटेंशियल का।
यार मैं मान लिया वार में 3 क्वेश्चन हो गए, एक बैक टेस्टिंग, एक डाउन साइड पोटेंशियल और 3 क्वेश्चन वार पे। कुछ आइडिया दे सकते हो कि क्वेश्चन किस तरह का था, क्या आया था?
सर मैं कल क्वेश्चन भेज दूंगा, है मेरे पास, वो कहीं ढूंढना होगा, ढूंढ के भेज।
सर मुझे व्हाट्सएप कर देना
सर,
अभी कर सकते हो?
सर अभी ढूंढना पड़ेगा।
और मेक श्योर कि ये जो क्वेश्चन है पेपर वाला हो, ये ना हो कि वो जैसे कोई फेसबुक पे ऐसे ही डाल देता है उठा के।
नहीं सर, आई थिंक आपको भी मैंने भेजा था जिस एग्जाम दे के आया था लास्ट टाइम, तो शायद उसमें होगा, एक बार मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ। व्हाट्सएप किया था डायरेक्टली आपको,
अभी चेक कर सकते हो तो बेटर है,
कर लेता हूँ। यस।
नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट विद सेंसिटिविटी. What is sensitivity? Now those people who have joined us in BFM, you will remember one same plain concept. What is a bond? पहले आप देख लीजिए. Let me tell you first. अब पहले एक ना, you understand one concept that the bond price, the bond price is inversely proportional to the yield. Yield means rate of interest in the market. That means if yield goes up, bond price will go down, or if yield goes down, bond prices will go up. And those people who have joined the class only in BFM, it is राजेश कुमार जी, हॉरिजॉन्टल और वर्टिकल डिसअलाउंस में आप कह रहे हैं क्वेश्चन आया था, थ्योरी क्वेश्चन था कि न्यूमेरिकल था?
न्यूमेरिकल सर, मैकमोले में जो है वो कोई एसटी से आया था
सर. कैन यू क्लिक अ फोटोग्राफ एंड सेंड इट टू मी प्लीज?
डेफिनेटली सर.
Sure, thank you. Just give me a second. Let me bring my phone in which has the WhatsApp. Hold on. हाँ जी, हाँ तो आ जाओ, मामा को लेकर चलो, आ जाओ, रोना नहीं है. Just give me a second यार, एक मिनट.
Recording stopped.
Just a second, somebody has seen my question. Rajesh, this question that you have sent me, does it contain the solution also in Macmillan? I haven't seen the question yet.
No sir, that time we did not know about anything sir. After came from the examination, we found it sir. That's it.
Okay, because, okay, fine. No problem. Now,
Recording, sir.
Recording in progress.
so first thing is this. Now, what is sensitivity? So he says, now let us say we buy a bond. We buy a bond and interest rate in the market goes up or down. So the price will also go up or down. The question is how much? The question is how much? हाँ जी रघुवीर जी, ड्यूरेशन का क्वेश्चन है आपके पास जो आया था रघुवीर जी?
मैं कल आपको व्हाट्सएप कर दूंगा, मैं उसको नोट करके रखा हूँ सर.
यार आपके पास जो जो क्वेश्चन है ना मुझे व्हाट्सएप कर दो.
अच्छा सर, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन मुझे इसलिए याद है, मेरा हो नहीं पाया था क्वेश्चन,
कोई बात,
लेकिन क्वेश्चन मुझे अच्छी तरह से याद है.
नो प्रॉब्लम. राजेश जो आपने मुझे अभी भेजा है कि सेकंड शिफ्ट का, ये तो बहुत सिंपल है, अब तो अभी हो जाएगा.
Yes, sir. Exactly this question has come, sir. But in third shift, it was not given.
The second shift वाला जो आपने भेजा है,
Second shift, yes, sir. जो है ना सर अपना 33 पेज जो नंबर जो है सेकंड शिफ्ट है सर.
no problem. Thank you. Now, रघुवीर जी वो ड्यूरेशन वाला जो भी है मैं आपको 2 करवाऊंगा आज, बट स्टिल यू सेंड इट टू मी वट एवर यू हैव. नाउ व्हाट इज सेंसिटिविटी? Sensitivity captures the deviation. Deviation means changes. So what is the meaning of word deviation? Changes in the market price of an investment. So rather than investment, you think of bond. So what is a change in the price of bond due to change in unit of another parameter? Now please understand that we know that bond price is inversely proportional to yield. We know that if yield goes down, if the yield goes down, price of the bond goes up. But there can be another factors also. Suppose there is no liquidity in the market. It is some useless company who has issued the bonds. Now I have bought the bonds of some ABC company. I want to sell, but there is no buyer. I will not get a good price, or I might not even be able to sell it. No, but today there is no change in interest rates. There might be some other restriction. There might be demand supply problem. There might be a problem in the economic condition. There might be fear in the market that recession is about to hit. And the price of bond might be up or down. Now, in these cases, there is no change in the yield, but still the price will go up or down. The rating of Tata Motor was dropped from BBB to D. The price went down. There was no change in interest rates. Are you getting me or not? See, interest rate is a major factor which impacts the bond prices, but it is not the only factor. There can be other factors also. So he says change in the price of the bond due to 1 unit change in another parameter. So only 1 unit. We don't consider anything else. We just say what is the change in the price of bond due to one other parameter. Now, let us say in our examples, we consider the second parameter to be yield. Okay, so let us do a simple question that suppose the price of the bond, when the yield in the market is 8%, price of the bond is 103 rupees 40 paisa. When the yield is 9%, yield goes up by 1%. The price goes down by let us say 100.40, or let me make it, the price becomes let us say 98.40. So that means the price has gone down by 5 rupees. Is that clear or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what is the change in 1 unit? In yield is 1% and change in price. So I could say sensitivity is rupees 5. That means for 1% change in the interest rates, the price will go up or down by 5 rupees. Is that clear? Now, if there are two bonds, one has a sensitivity of 5 rupees, one has a sensitivity of 7 rupees, which is more risky?
7 rupees.
7 rupees higher the sensitivity. Sensitivity is fluctuation. And higher the fluctuation, higher the risk. Is it clear or not? Is it clear? Yes or no? एक मिनट. Please note it. Note this one. Have you noted?
Yes,
No.
Yes, sir.
Now see this. So then underline this line. Higher the sensitivity, higher the risk. Then underline this. Sensitivity analysis is done only with reference to one market parameter, ignoring the impact of other parameters which might vary at the same time. This is the same thing. Like in our example, I have only done the sensitivity analysis. That means a change in bond price with respect to the yield. I have ignored other parameters. So what are other parameters? Other parameters are rating can change. There can be liquidity issues in the market. There can be economic issues. I've ignored all these things. All right. All these points which I've highlighted, including the question that you have noted, you have to remember. Is it clear? Next. Next is what is BPV? Very important. BPV is basis point value. BPV is basis point value. Now, in BPV, again, we are going to check in the change in the price of the bond. But now we are going to check the price of the change due to 0.01% change in interest rates yield. In the previous question, we calculated the change for 1% change. Is it clear? We calculated for 1% change, but here I am going to calculate only and only for 0.01% change. That is known as 1 basis point. Do you understand what is a basis point? So for those who do not understand basis point, please remember that like in 1 rupee, there are 100 paisas. Similarly, in 1%, there are 100 basis points. Basis point is a smaller unit of percentage. So that means 0.1% is equals to 10 basis points. That means 0.01% is equals to 1 basis point. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in BPV, we are going to check what will be the change in the price of bond if interest rate changes with 1 basis point. That means 0.01%. So first do this, understand this example, then you'll understand the theory. So he says, I've written here what is a basis point system. So let us say the price of a bond is 104 rupee 30 paisa when the yield is 8%. Okay. Now yield goes down to 7.8%. And the price goes up to 107.20%. Now question is calculate the BPV. So first we will see what is the change in the interest rate. It is 0.2%, that is 20 BPV. And what is the change in price? That is 2.9 rupees. So 2.9 rupees is the change due to 20 basis point. I have to calculate the change in price due to 1 basis point. So 20 basis point, the change is 2 rupees 90 paisa. For 1 basis point, 2 rupees 90 divided by 20, that is 14 paisa. Is that clear? Yes or no? In more simple words, to explain it to you, I can simply tell you this thing, that suppose the price of the bond is 104 rupees 30 paisa when the yield was 8%. If the yield becomes 8.01%, now the change is of 0.01%, that is 1 basis point. Fine. The price goes down by, let us say, 14 paisa. So let us say 104.16. So the change is minus 0.14 rupees. So I can say that BPV, basis point value, is 14 paisa. That means 0.14 rupees. Is that clear or not? What is the change in the price due to 1 basis point movement in interest rates? Is it clear? This is a most simple example, but I want you to solve this question. Just note down the prices and yield and calculate and see, do you get 14 paisa as your answer?
पॉइंट 145 आएगा
सर 14 पैसे आ गए ना ऑलमोस्ट. Please note it down and let me know if you have understood.
सर इसको पैसे में कन्वर्ट कर लेना ये 290 जो है 2.90
सर जो मर्जी करो, 14 पैसे आंसर आना चाहिए. चाहे इसको पैसे में कर लो चाहे रुपए में रख लो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
290 हो जाएंगे तो सीधा हो जाएगा.
हाँ जी. Have you noted it? Yes, Mr. Chanakki. All right. Now, next we come to duration. Now, first let us read the theory of this BPV. So, what is BPV? Basis point value is a change in the price of bond due to 1 basis point change in yield. Now, here we specify that due to 0.01% change in yield, what will be the change in the price of bond? This is also used as a measure of risk. Higher the BPV, higher the risk. Simple. Idhar dekho. Look here. Now let us say there is a bond. In this case, bond number 1, due to 1 basis point change, the price fluctuates by 14 paisa up and down. 14 paisa up, 14 paisa down. Yes or no? But suppose if there is another bond which fluctuates 20 paisa up and 20 paisa down, which is more risky? Tell me.
80 paisa.
20. So can I say higher the BPV, higher the risk? This question comes. Higher the BPV, higher the risk. Then this line is very important. BPV changes with the remaining maturity. It will decline with time, and on the day of maturity, it will be 0. Now, everybody, please look here. I will explain this concept to you once, but you will actually explain it after I do the concept of duration. Now, let us say there is a bond. This is a date of maturity. This is today. And let us say the gap is 10 years. The gap is 10 years. That means today is, let us say, 2022, and the bond will mature in 2032. So there are 10 years pending. Time to maturity is 10 years. So if today the interest rate changes by 1%, the yield goes from 8 to 9%, the price will fall by approximate 10%. So this is the fluctuation. All right. So the fluctuation is almost minus 10% or plus 10%. When we will come to year 2027, how much time is remaining for the bond to mature? 5 years. If at that time interest rate changes by 1%, the fluctuation will only be 5% up or down. People who were in the ABM class, थोड़ा सा याद करो, याद है आपको ड्यूरेशन का फॉर्मूला किया था, परसेंटेज चेंज इन बॉन्ड प्राइस इज इक्वल टू मॉडिफाइड ड्यूरेशन इनटू चेंज इन यील्ड. लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ बॉन्ड्स. डोंट वरी, अभी 15 मिनट में आपको याद आ जाएगा. दिस शोज यू डिड नॉट रिवाइज.
याद है सर, स्टूडेंट डेविएशन अपॉन 1 प्लस यील्ड.
हाँ ठीक है, क्या बोल रहे हो? ऐसे कुछ भी बोलोगे. ये तो वो हो गया, मतलब मैंने आपसे पोंगल, ये तो वो हो गया. आई टोल्ड यू टू मेक पोंगल एंड यू मेक मसाला डोसा. एग्जैक्टली, ये मैक ड्यूरेशन मॉडिफाइड ड्यूरेशन वाला क्वेश्चन है, अगर आपको याद हो तो. ओके जी, और उसका लास्ट पार्ट है, दिस इज द लास्ट पार्ट. परसेंटेज चेंज इन बॉन्ड प्राइस इज इक्वल टू मॉडिफाइड ड्यूरेशन इनटू चेंज इन यील्ड. So if the duration is 10 years and change in yield is only 1%, the fluctuation will be by 10%. If the duration is 5 years and change in yield is 1%, fluctuation will be 1%. In year 2030, now how much time is left to mature? 2 years. So if modified duration is 2 years and change in yield is 1%, so the price will fluctuate up or down by 2%. याद आया कि नहीं? And on the date of maturity, duration is 0. Even if the yield changes, there will be no fluctuation in the price. Did you understand this concept? That means when the maturity is far, your fluctuations are high. When the maturity is near, the fluctuations are low. And on the day of maturity, there is no fluctuation. So can I see the movement is like this? Yes or no? So can I say that when the maturity is far away, when the maturity is 10 years away, BPV will be high. BPV means fluctuation. BPV will be high. And when the maturity is only 1 year away, BPV will be low. And on the day of maturity, there is no fluctuation. Can I say on the day of maturity, BPV will be 0 because there is no change in the price? Did you understand this concept? Yes or no? This comes in the paper. Theory. हाँ जी, समझ आया कि नहीं आया?
रिपीट कर दीजिए सर प्लीज।
यस सर।
सर एक बात समझिए, जब मैच्योरिटी थोड़ी सी भी इंटरेस्ट रेट में चेंज आएगी तो प्राइस में फ्लक्चुएशन बहुत ज्यादा होती है। ये चीज क्लियर है? सर जिसने मुझे रिपीट करने को बोला, अब आप मेरे से बात करेंगे सर।
यस सर, क्लियर।
जब ये मैच्योरिटी पास आ जाएगी, अब सिर्फ 2 साल रह गए, तो अब जब इंटरेस्ट रेट चेंज करेगा तो फ्लक्चुएशन भी कम होगी। और जिस दिन मैच्योरिटी आ गई, मान लो आज सुबह 10 बजे, यू हैव टू मेक द पेमेंट टू मी। So at 9 o'clock, even if the interest rate goes up or down by 10%, there will be no change in the price. समझ आ गया कि नहीं?
जी सर।
Now, don't worry. अगर नहीं समझ आया, don't worry. I would request you to take a screenshot of this slide. I'll repeat this question with you. Don't worry. Now, look here. Okay, first, I'll do the question of BPV also with you. So, remember this line, this comes in the paper. BPV changes with remaining maturity. It will decline with time, and on day of maturity, it will be 0, because on the day of maturity, there will be no fluctuation. So you can write an explanation here that on the day of maturity, there will be no change in the bond price. So that is why on the day of maturity, BPV will be 0. You should write an explanation here only, because this question comes in the paper in theory. Okay. Then this next example, it comes in the paper. Very important. An 8-year 8% semi-annual bond has a BPV of 125. Acha, idhar dekho. In the paper, if you get a question on BPV, you are only bothered about two things. One is the yield and one is the price. Nothing else. Okay. The moment he says a bond has a BPV of 125, what is the meaning of this line? Just tell me the meaning of this line. And for your help, I will open this slide for you. Just tell me the meaning of this line. A bond has a BPV of 125. What is the meaning? Explain it to me in simple words.
बॉन्ड प्रीमियम पर है सर.
क्या बोली जा रहे हो यार, कुछ भी बोलोगे आप.
Surprise.
आपके सामने the definition is in front of you.
Sir, 1 BP is equal to 125 rupees. Price difference है sir ये.
What is the meaning here? Means I am an illiterate person. Please explain this one line to me in simple words. The words should be so simple that even an illiterate rickshaw wala should understand what is a BPV.
Basis point.
फिर वही बात यार. I am telling you.
1.25% रेट बढ़ रहा है.
बॉन्ड का प्राइस 125 रुपए.
1.25%.
1.25.
Sir, for a change of 0.01%, the bond price will vary 125 rupees.
Mr. Ramanathan, I would request you to repeat this statement loudly once again. Unmute your mic and repeat this statement that you just made.
Sir, for a change of 0.01%, 0.01 not per 0.1%.
You said it correctly earlier. Why are you making a mistake now?
For a change of 0.01, the bond price will change by 125.
Very good, very good. Tell me what is this definition of BPV? Tell me. Ruko, let me put an extra sheet in between. Tell me what is the definition of BPV? Yes, please. Bolo, it is in front of you. So bolo yaar.
Change in the price
bond due to 1 BPS change in yield.
हिंदी में समझाओ मुझे नहीं आता, मैं अनपढ़ आदमी हूँ. Explain this to me in Hindi in simple language.
सर, अगर yield बढ़ेगी तो प्राइस कम होगा, बॉन्ड बढ़ेगा तो yield कम होगी. और
यार इसका मतलब ये बताओ सिंपल भाषा में एक लाइन. कांट यू एक्सप्लेन वन लाइन?
Sir, rate of interest will be increased. 0.01 bond price will be decreased. जो बॉन्ड प्राइस में चेंजेस आते हैं वो
बीपीएस यील्ड की जो चेंजेस में प्राइस का बॉन्ड कितना चेंज होगा?
I have explained this in a very simple terms कि भाई 1 BPV means
0.14.
1 BPV basis point value means change in price of bond. What will be the change in the price of bond? Due to how much change in yield? Tell me.
1 BPS.
1 basis point. 1 basis point means 0.01% change in interest rate. What is so difficult in repeating this line to me? Tell me. And what is so difficult in explaining this line in Hindi to me? Tell me. In this question, what was the BPV? Mic band karo. Kaun hai ye? Madam Smita, there's a lot of disturbance in your mic. Please request you to mute it. Yeah, thank you. Now, in this question, the question that I did here, what was the BPV?
0.14.
Can you explain the meaning of this BPV of 14 paisa? Can you explain the meaning of this line? That BPV of this bond is 14 paisa. What is the meaning of this line?
14 पैसे चेंज होगा सर अगर 1 बीपीएस चेंज होगा।
1 बीपीएस यील्ड के चेंज में कितना बॉन्ड का प्राइस इंक्रीज हुआ?
This means you know, this means I'll show you. I'll again write it for you. This means if a bond has a BPV of rupees 0.14, that means 14 paisa. This means that suppose the price was 100 rupees when the yield was 8%. Now the yield is 7.99 and the price has become 100.14. Is that clear or not? What is the meaning of 14 paisa BPV? Chalo, I'll make it even more easy for you.
सर ये वही तो हो गया ना जो ये बताया था।
सर आप बता ही तो नहीं रहे ना, मुझे ढंग से बता ही नहीं रहे।
चेंज होते हैं
सर एक सिंपल सी बात सर, let me tell you one thing very clearly. If you cannot explain the concept to the other person, that means you have not understood the concept. मुझे तो एक बात समझ में आती है। एक मिनट होल्ड कीजिए प्लीज, just give me a second. I'm getting an important call. Sorry. See, I learned one thing from my father when I wanted to learn how to teach. उन्होंने एक बात मुझे बता दी थी, if you cannot teach something to somebody, that means you do not understand the concept. If you understand the concept, that means you can explain it the thing to the other person. मैंने तो आपको एक simple line पूछी थी, what is the meaning of this line, that a BPV of this bond is 14 paisa. So the answer that you should have given me should have been this. Let me tell you. The simplest answer you could tell me to explain this line is that suppose the price of the bond is rupees 100 and the yield of is right now 8%. If the yield goes up to 8.01, 8.01 means increase of 0.01%, that means 1 basis point. The price will go down to rupees 99.86.
Down, sir.
That means price goes down to minus 14 paisa. Is that clear? And if the yield goes down to 7.99%, that is minus 0.01%, that is change of 1 basis point in a downward direction, the price will increase by 14 paisa. The price will become rupees 100.14. Do you understand this? This was the simple answer I was looking from you. Nothing more than that. Now do you understand what is the meaning of this line? BPV of a bond has 14 paisa.
0.01% इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज करने से और इसका जो प्राइस है सर वो 0.14 इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज हो जाता है।
सर मैंने एक एग्जांपल ली है कि अगर एक बॉन्ड है जिसकी बेसिस पॉइंट वैल्यू 14 पैसे है, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि जब भी इस इंटरेस्ट रेट में 0.01% का चेंज आएगा तो इस बॉन्ड की कीमत या तो 14 पैसे से बढ़ जाएगी या कम हो जाएगी। बस समझ में आया? ये स्क्रीन समझ में आई? यस या नो में बात बताओ करो यार।
हाँ जी सर, आ रही है सर। यस सर।
अगर नहीं आई, इफ यू हैव नॉट अंडरस्टूड दिस, टेल मी राइट अवे. I can invest another 5 minutes. I have no problem. But if you don't understand this, then it will be a very big problem आगे।
सर इसमें तो यही समझ में आया है कि जो यील्ड है उसमें 0.01 अगर इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज होगा तो प्राइस में 0.14 इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज होगा, राइट सर?
बस इससे
अगर यहाँ पे सर प्राइस में यही सर यील्ड में अगर 0.02 होगा तो वहां 28 हो जाएगा सर, यही हुआ ना इसका मतलब?
बिल्कुल एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। इफ द यील्ड
0.01 का मतलब है सर 0.14।
0.01% की चेंज का मतलब है चेंज ऑफ रुपीज 14 पैसा, चेंज ऑफ 14 पैसा, दैट्स ऑल। सर इधर देखो, द वेरी सिंपल थिंग आई एम टेलिंग यू, ये देखो एक बात बताओ, when we are dealing with sensitivity, we were calculating the change in price due to 1% change in yield. When we came to BPV, this 1% was changed to 0.01%. That is 1 BPV. Everything else remains the same.
Right, sir.
And when we will come to duration, everything will remain same. Instead of 1 basis point, I will write here any percentage. बस समझ में आया? If you are calculating the change in the price due to 1% change in interest rate, this is known as sensitivity. If this change is 0.01%, this is BPV. But if there is any amount, any change, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3.5, it can be 10, it can be any change, that is duration. Is it clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Now, did you understand this slide? Tell me.
Got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have understood, एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट. If you have understood this slide, now can you tell me the meaning of this line? A BPV of the bond is 125 rupees. मैंने आपको इस स्लाइड में सिर्फ ये बोला कि बीपीवी ऑफ द बॉन्ड इज 14 पैसा. नाउ इंस्टेड ऑफ 14 पैसा आई एम राइटिंग बीपीवी ऑफ द बॉन्ड इज ₹125. कैन यू टेल मी द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस लाइन?
125 रुपए सर. बॉन्ड
One BP is equal to 125 rupees, sir.
0.0125.
सर वी कैन कैलकुलेट.
तो
यार वही बात यार, एक सिंपल लाइन नहीं आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते. और मैं
सर एक
हटूंगा
बीपीएस
नहीं.
चेंज
I will
होगा
not
तो
do it.
125 रुपए चेंज होगा.
बस दैट्स ऑल.
125 में चेंज हो जाएगा सर.
एक बेसिस पॉइंट वैल्यू का मतलब 125 रुपए.
That whenever the interest rates will change by 0.01%, the price will move up or down by 125 rupees. That's all. Why can't you explain me this one simple sentence? Okay. So now he says the yield on the bond has increased by 5 basis points. We know that with 1 basis point movement, the price goes up or down by 125 rupees. For 5 basis point movement, the yield will change by 625 rupees. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. 620.
Yes, sir.
Right.
ठीक है. Now the question is whether there is a profit or loss. Now again, the yield has gone up or gone down?
Up, sir. Up here.
Yield goes up, price goes
Bond
down.
price will down.
Okay. Why loss? Because
yield increases, the price decreases.
Because yield goes up, price goes down. Did you understand this thing? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This question has also come in the paper. Right? Question will not be difficult. The point is, do you understand the concept? Now everybody, please solve this question.
सर बीपीवी का मतलब ये हुआ ना सर, कितना भी पॉइंट दिया है उसमें 0.01 इंक्रीज डिक्रीज में इतने पॉइंट अप डाउन होंगे.
मुझे नहीं पता. मुझे तो इतना पता है कि बीपीवी का मतलब ये लाइन है. क्या ये लाइन मुझे समझा सकते हो? बस ये लाइन को हिंदी में समझा सकते हो? कितना बोलो सर, ये लाइन मुझे हिंदी में समझा सकते हो?
हाँ सर यही तो हुआ ना.
नहीं, मुझे तो लाइन हिंदी में समझाओ. ये हुआ या ये नहीं हुआ मुझे नहीं पता. मुझे ये लाइन आप हिंदी में अभी समझाओगे.
सर बॉन्ड प्राइस जो है वो चेंज होगा, 0.1% जो है इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज होगा, उतना ही बीपीवी जो है अप और डाउन होगा. सर
आप किसी को समझ आया? मुझे नहीं समझ आया आप क्या.
नहीं,
मुझे नहीं समझ आया आप क्या बोल रहे हो, और आपको भी नहीं समझ आया. इस लाइन को हिंदी में बता दो भाई. मैं तो आपको कह ही नहीं रहा. मैं तो सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूं, इफ यू कैन ट्रांसलेट दिस लाइन इन हिंदी और योर ओन लैंग्वेज, that means you have understood the concept. And if you cannot translate this line, you have not understood it. इस लाइन का मतलब है सर, सुनिए मेरी बात. सर अपना नाम बताइए मुझे. सर नाम बता दो भाई.
सतीश लाठर सर.
सतीश लाठर. एक मिनट रुकिए सर. आपको समझ आ गया, उन्हें नहीं आया. सतीश लाठर जी माइक अनम्यूट करिए 1 मिनट.
जी सर.
इसका मतलब है कि अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट में 0.01% का चेंज आएगा, अब इंटरेस्ट रेट ऊपर भी जा सकता है नीचे भी जा सकता है.
राइट सर.
तो बॉन्ड की प्राइस में कितना चेंज आएगा? समझ आया कि नहीं?
राइट.
2.14 पैसे.
ठीक है. अगर मैं एक बच्चे को धीरे थप्पड़ लगाऊंगा, आप इधर देखो ना सर, ये सिंपल सा तरीका है. देयर इज अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड, मैंने उसको थोड़ा सा थप्पड़ मारा और वो थोड़ा सा थप्पड़ मार के बहुत ज्यादा रोया. और एक बच्चा है जिसको मैंने थोड़ा सा थप्पड़ मारा, वो थोड़ा रोया. छोड़ो, इस ये भी नहीं समझ आएगा। आप थप्पड़ वाले को भी छोड़ दो, आप बच्चे को एग्जाम्पल भी छोड़ दो, आप इस एग्जाम्पल को समझो भाई। व्हाट इज द सर, एक मिनट यार, मुझे इनसे बात करने दो प्लीज। दोज हु हैव अंडरस्टूड, आई नो दैट यू हैव अंडरस्टूड, प्लीज कीप क्वाइट, लेट मी टॉक टू द पर्सन हु हैज नॉट अंडरस्टूड, because if you do not understand this concept, you will not understand duration. प्लीज सर इधर देखिए, सतीश जी मेरे से बात करिए अब।
राइट सर।
सतीश जी इधर देखो, बीपीवी एक बॉन्ड का 14 पैसे है। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि ये देखो, ये एक मैंने बेस फिगर ले ली कि जिस समय बाजार में रेट 8% था ना, बॉन्ड की प्राइस 100 रुपए थी, ठीक है। जब इंटरेस्ट रेट 1 बेसिस पॉइंट यानी 0.01% से बढ़ गया तो प्राइस 14 पैसे से कम हो गई। ये समझ में आ गया कि नहीं आया? बस इतना बताओ।
क्लियर है सर,
ये क्लियर है? पक्का? तो इसको बीपीवी बोलते हैं, बात खत्म हो गई बस।
ठीक है,
क्लियर हो गया ना? चलो, नाउ everybody, I want you to solve this question. The solution is also given, but I want you to solve this question.
सर बताएं क्या?
Let us do it, sir. Now he says a 5-year semi-annual bond. I told you, the moment you see the word BPV in the question, you only should be worried about yield and the price. Okay, so this bond has a yield of 8%. When the yield is, your mic band karo please everybody. Mahendrapal ji, mic band kariye. Yield, when the yield is 8%, when the yield is 8%, price is 92.
92.
Which rises to 92.10. Price becomes 92.10 when the yield becomes 7.95%. What is the change? What is the change?
Minus 0.05.
0.05.
0.05%. Tell me basis points. मुझे basis point में बताओ.
Plus 10.
5 basis
points equal 10 paise.
5 basis point equals to 10 paisa.
10 paisa.
Right? So if 5 basis point change corresponds to rupees 0.10, can I say 1 basis point will correspond to
0.02
2 paisa?
0.02 or 2 paisa.
0.02 or 2 paisa. Is that clear or not? So this is the BPV of the bond. Is that clear? First part. So see this. So for 1 basis point fall in yield, market price changes by 2 paisa or fine. So for one bond, the change is 2 paisa. Now he says that in your portfolio, the value of your portfolio is 1 crore face value. Okay. So इधर देखो, for one bond, face value is 100. Now for 1 crore, how many bonds will be there? There will be 1 lakh bonds. भाई इधर देखो ना, for 100 rupees face value, the change is 2 paisa. The change is 2 paisa. तो 1 करोड़ की फेस वैल्यू के लिए कितना चेंज होगा?
1 लाख
2000
यार
2000
100
rupees.
रुपए के, इधर सुनो पहले ना माइक बंद करो, अपने सारे माइक बंद करो. Let me complete. For one bond, the face value is 100 rupees. And if there are 1 lakh bonds, face value will be 1 crore.
Sir, 100 rupees.
For one bond, if यार माइक बंद कर लो यार, बंद नहीं कर सकते 1 मिनट के लिए. For one bond, if the change is 2 paisa here on one bond, for 1 lakh bonds, the change will be 2 paisa, 0.02 into 1 lakh. कितना हो जाएगा? Rupees 2000. Did you understand this concept or not?
Yes sir.
Sir, no sir.
1 crore को सर 100 लाख लिख दो सर.
अच्छा इधर देखो. Did you understand up to this point?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
जी sir.
So that means if you have understood up to this point, you know that if one bond whose face value is 100 rupees, the change in price will be 2 paisa, right? Right or no?
Yes sir.
But the bank says I have the face value of the bonds that I have is 1 crore. So how many such bonds will be there with the bank?
1 lakh.
1 lakh bonds. 1 lakh bond into 100 rupees is 1 crore. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
If for one bond the change is 2 paisa and you have 1 lakh bonds with you, how much will be the change? 2000 rupees.
Yes sir.
2 paisa into 1 lakh.
Yes sir.
Is it clear or not?
Yes sir. Now clear.
So now do you understand? Yaar mic band karo please yaar. I request everybody. Please, this is a very important concept. बहुत irritation होती है, आप माइक नहीं बंद करते, डिस्टर्बेंस होती रहती है क्लास में. See, these questions come in the paper. फिर आपको समझ नहीं आएगा, फिर आप कहोगे जी बीएफएम पढ़ने के बाद भी पेपर नहीं पास हो रहा. So understand one thing. Now you understand this line also, that for one bond the gain is or loss is 2 paisa, and for 2000 for 1 crore face value. Okay. Now he says calculate the profit or loss for a given change of yield. If the yield on the bond declines by 8 basis point. Now we know that for 1 basis point change, the movement in the portfolio will be 2000. For 8 basis point movement will be 16,000. Yes or no?
सर ये 8 बीपीएस ये क्वेश्चन में आए क्या?
हाँ मैम, ये देखो ना मैंने लिखा है. मैम एक पहले ना बात समझो, इसको एक क्वेश्चन की फॉर्म में मत समझो, पहले इसको एक कॉन्सेप्ट की फॉर्म में समझो. ये एग्जांपल आई हैव टेकन स्ट्रेट फ्रॉम मैकमिलन, दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल. ओके,
मतलब 8 बीपीएस जो दिया है ये क्वेश्चन में ही है ना?
ये देखो मैम, ये देखो ना, ये देखो. इफ द यील्ड, मैम ये एक, आप क्वेश्चन को भूल जाओ, आप सिंपल मेरी बात को सुनो.
ठीक है सर.
वो यहां तक समझ आ गया ना? यहां तक समझ आ गया ना?
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
For 1 crore portfolio, the change will be 2000, right?
Yes sir. Yes.
Now he says if the yield on this bond actually declines by 8 basis point, this is the reality, he says. So that means the portfolio value will change by 16,000. For 1 basis point, if the movement is 2000 rupees, for 8 basis point movement will be how much?
16,000.
Did you understand this or not?
Yes sir.
See, he can give you this question like this. the same way. This question, if the examiner wants, he can give it to you for 3 marks or 2 marks or even 1 mark. हाँ जी,
8 BPS कहाँ से आया?
सर जस्ट मैं तो एक एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ ना सर, ये देखो ना, ये देखो।
ओके
सर एक्चुअली क्या था शुरू में वो 8 बीपीएस हम लोगों को लगा कि वो सॉल्यूशन में है, इसलिए
सॉल्यूशन में है। हाँ जी सर, यस सर, यस।
और मैम भी इसी में कंफ्यूज थे, मेरे को भी लगा 8 बीपीएस कहाँ से आया।
मुझे लगा कि सर ये सॉल्यूशन आपने 8 बीपीएस है, तो वो कंफ्यूजन में 8 बीपीएस कहाँ से आया।
I am just taking this as an example. This is not a question. Solution, everything.
सॉल्यूशन बोला था ना, तो हमने सॉल्यूशन देख के उसको ये लगा सर कि ये हो नहीं पाएगा।
Again, please, again, everybody, again understand this question. I'll repeat this question with you again. See.
Sir, could not understand the last part alone.
What?
The last part of the solution alone, unable to understand the last part.
Ma'am, I'll explain the full question again. Now, please, everybody, mute your mics and listen to me carefully. He says the bond has a. आप mic नहीं mute कर सकते ना, पता नहीं क्या problem आप लोगों को. He says the bond has a yield of 8%. Fine. And the price is how much? 92. Now he says the yield goes to 7.95% and the price becomes 92.10. If he gives you only this much question, he will ask you calculate the BPV. We can simply say that the change here is negative 0.05%. That means 5 basis points. And the change in price is 10 paisa, 0.10. So that means 5 basis point is equals to 0.10. Therefore, BPV, basis point value, is equals to 0.02 or 2 paisa. Is that clear? Yes or no? Up to this point, is there any doubts to anybody?
No sir, clear है सर यहाँ तक.
No sir, clear.
Now, can I say that for one bond with a face value of rupees 100, price goes up by 2 paisa? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Because the face value of this bond is how much? 100. So on 100 rupee bond, the change is, if the bank has invested 100 rupees in the bond, the movement in their portfolio will be of 2 paisa? Yes or no?
ये फेस वैल्यू 192 की वजह से लीनियर है तो है।
सर सीधी सी बात है ना, अगर बॉन्ड की प्राइस 92 है तो फेस वैल्यू 100 ही होगी।
जी सर यही पूछना सर।
ठीक है, आप एबीएम की क्लास में थे सर?
हाँ जी सर, तभी सर का मैं क्लियर किया ना सर।
हाँ ठीक है। सो सपोज बैंक हैज 1 lakh bonds of face value 100. That means the face value of portfolio is rupees 1 crore. Yes or no? That means
yes,
bank
sir.
has invested 1 crore rupees in the bond.
Yes, sir.
Can I say for 100, change is 2 paisa. For 1 crore, change will be 2000 rupees. Two paisa multiply by 1 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, suppose the yield goes down by 8 basis points. So portfolio of bank changes by, goes up by 16,000, 2,000 into 8 rupees 16,000. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, have you understood this? Everybody, have you understood this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, see in this case study, now please look here. Before I start with this case study, make sure you do this question with your hand, this question, because this example is straight from Macmillan. Okay, so there's a very high probability that you can get a question like this. If I am the examiner, I can make this question into 3 parts and give it to you for 3 marks. Okay, so now see this question. A bond has market yield of 9%, price is 85. Price becomes 85.20, that means increase of 20 paisa when the yield goes down by 5 basis point. So when the yield changes 5 basis point, price changes by 20 paisa. So I can clearly see that the basis point value is 4 paisa. Up to this point, read it and tell me if there is any doubt.
सर लास्ट वाली स्क्रीन 1 मिनट दिखाएंगे सर, उसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेंगे 1 मिनट प्लीज.
No, sir.
Okay, sir.
All right. Now, up to this point, is it okay? Tell me. So this, up to this point, 100% the question will come. And now the second part, calculate the BPVN profit or loss on the bond portfolio of 1 crore. For 100 rupees, your change is 4 paisa. In 1 crore portfolio, what will be the change?
4,000.
4,000 rupees.
समझ आ गया कि नहीं? Have you understood this one? Yes or no?
Got it, sir.
Read
Yes,
this
sir.
second question, read this question number 2 या 2 को छोड़ो. हाँ, read this question number 2 और question number 3, your choice. Read, इनमें से एक read कर लो कोई भी and देखो have you understood?
सर 1 मिनट, केस स्टडी नंबर कितनी है सर ये?
36.
सर जो इसमें थर्ड स्टेप है वो जो फॉल होगा मतलब गेन या लॉस होगा उससे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे बेसिस पॉइंट को ना सर।
क्या
ये जो लास्ट है ना सर, हेंस गेन्स टोटल गेन फॉर फॉल ऑफ
सर? ये देखो सर ये देखो ना, पहले आपने बीपीवी निकाल लिया। बीपीवी कितना निकला? बीपीवी कितना है इस केस में? 15 पैसा, 1.5 पैसा, 1.5 पैसा बीपीवी आया ना
जी।
जब 1.5 पैसा 20 बेसिस पॉइंट पे 30 पैसे की चेंज है, 1 बेसिस पॉइंट पे 1.5 पैसे की चेंज है, ठीक है। तो अगर 1 करोड़ का फेस वैल्यू है तो अब इधर देखो, सीधी सी बात है। मेरे को, मैं इतना ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाता जी। मुझे तो बचपन में चौथी क्लास में यूनिटरी मेथड सिखाया था कि अगर 1 बेसिस पॉइंट की चेंज है तो 1.5 पैसे की चेंज है, यानी कि 100 रुपए के पीछे 0.015 की चेंज है। तो 100 रुपए को 1.5 करोड़ अगर बनाना है, कैसे बनाओगे? 100 रुपए का 1.5 करोड़ कैसे बनाओगे?
इसमें
1.5 लाख मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1.5 लाख कर दोगे।
हाँ जी।
तो इधर भी मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1.5 लाख करो, कितना आया?
1500 रुपया
यार 1.5 लाख गुना 0.0 के
1.5 लाख गुना 0.015
1.5 लाख
1500 रुपया
0.015, ये आ गया 2250। ये क्लियर हो गया नहीं?
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी।
ओके, सो आप सिर्फ प्लीज स्टिक टू द क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 एंड क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, इनफ फॉर यू। ओके, नाउ रीड क्वेश्चन नंबर 5।
सर ये जो लास्ट वाला है ना, गेन फॉर 10 बेसिस पॉइंट, ये
वो अलग से है ना, वो अलग से है सर, वो अलग से है। इसको छोड़ दो,
ठीक है,
छोड़ दो इसको, ये छोड़ दो। ओके, नाउ read this question number 4 and question number 5. They have come in the paper. I have already done this with you. Everybody solve this question. They have come in the paper many times.
Done, sir.
डन सर। हो गया।
चलिए, now with this our BPV is over. Have a 2-minute break, have a glass of water, go to washroom and come back. Only 2 minutes. Yes, please. Are you back?
Yes, sir.
Now we come to duration.
Number 6, sir.
Now, in duration, in sensitivity, we calculated the change in price due to 1% change. In basis point, we calculated for 0.01% change. In duration, we calculate for any percentage change. Okay. So now those इसको देखो सिंपल ये how many people are there who did not attend the ABM class? Please kindly click on the raise hand button. योगेश जी आप तो पिछली बार भी थे. ये डॉलर कौन है भाई? Who is this dollar? Rename yourself. I cannot identify you. एक ये Zoom user है. I cannot identify you. I'm giving you 1 minute to rename yourself, else you will be removed from the class. Now, chaliye, don't worry. Now, look here. Understand this concept. And those who were in ABM, please revise it now. Our Madam Nikita gives ₹1,000 as a loan to Government of India. And Government of India in turn for 3 years, okay? For 3 years. And Government of India says that I am giving you a treasury bond. So this is the face value of the bond. The interest that bond pays is known as coupon. 10% government promised interest every year. This is a maturity. Government took this money for 3 years. Now, suppose today is December 2018. You have given ₹1,000 loan to government. After 1 year, December 19, government will pay you ₹100. In December 20, government will pay you 100 again. And in December 21, government will pay you 100 and return your ₹1,000. Is it clear? Now I'm talking only to those who did not attend the ABM class. Now please respond. ये चीज समझ में आई?
Yes, sir.
Now this is a future value. This is also future value. This is also future value. How do I convert the future value into today's value? I divide the future value by 1 plus r raised to power 1. This is the present value now. 100 by 1 plus r raised to power 2. This is the present value of second payment. And 1100 divided by 1 plus r raised to power 3. This is the present value of the third payment. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I add them, I get the total present value today. Today's value is known as the bond price. Today's value is known as the bond price. Fine. So take a screenshot, everybody. Those who have missed the ABM class. Now, this R is basically today's interest rate, market's interest rate. Okay, so suppose the interest rate in the market is 10%, you will put 10 over here, you will get the value of the bond. So coupon will never change. How did this 100 rupees come? This 100 came coupon rate 10% multiplied by the face value. 10% of 1000. The 1000 rupee loan that you gave to government, it is multiplied the interest promised by the government, it is 100. But this R is the rate of interest in the market interest rate. Now, when the market rate is 10%, that means coupon is also 10% and interest rate in the market is also 10%. You will put the value of R at 10%. The value of bond will be 1000. Is it clear? Take a screenshot, please. Take a screenshot. Next.
सर ये नहीं आया नहीं सर समझ ये 1000
सर ABM आपका क्लियर है, पास है?
हाँ जी
यार ये 1000 क्या नहीं समझ आया सर, बताओ इसमें।
मतलब यही जो जैसे पर ईयर जो आपने बताया 100
सर ये आपको ये समझ आ गया था, ये समझ आ गया? बोलो यार।
हाँ जी सर।
तो बस मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, आर को 10% डाल दिया और कुछ नहीं किया मैंने। ये बाजार का रेट है, ये आर क्या है? ये बाजार का रेट है, इंटरेस्ट रेट जो बाजार में चल रहा है इस समय, और मैंने कुछ नहीं किया। Now understand what is duration. Duration को समझो। अच्छा छोड़ो, ये क्वेश्चन करते हैं। This question comes in ABM, but based on this question, we will do one more question that comes in BFM. So this question is the same, ये वाला question है कि bond promises 10% interest and market में भी 10% ही रेट चल रहा है, आंसर 1000 है। तो ये देखो, after 1 year you get 100 rupees, face value is 1000, coupon is 10%, interest rate is 10% in the market. You have given money to the government for 3 years. So after 1 year, government will pay you 100 rupees. After 2 years, 100 rupees. After 3 years, 1100 rupees. This discount factor is given in the paper. I explained you all this discount factor concept in ABM. You will simply multiply the present value with discount or future value. Cash flow is the future value. You will simply multiply this future value in the discount factor, and you will get the present value. And when you add these present value, you get 1000 rupees bond price. This is the same thing here. Now, the next step is we multiply this present value with the time. Like this. So we get this. And again we make a total. So this is the total of present value into time. So what is the formula of duration? The duration formula is total of present value into time divided by bond price. It is 2.73 years. Everybody please note it down.
सर लास्ट में कैसे बताया है ड्यूरेशन कैसे निकालना है सर?
सर ये फॉर्मूला लिखा हुआ है, इसको नोट कर लो सर।
कहाँ बुक में सर?
सर स्क्रीन पे देखो ना सर।
स्क्रीन पे कहाँ फॉर्मूला लिखा है सर?
दिया तो ये देखो मैक ड्यूरेशन।
टॉप में सर? ओ सॉरी 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 सर सॉरी।
हाँ जी दिख रहा है आपको?
यस सर।
Next. Now, in the continuity of this question, he says calculate modified duration. So what is the formula of modified duration? This is the formula of modified duration. Modified duration is equal to Macaulay's duration divided by 1 plus yield by n. अच्छा ये n क्या है? Remember, n is number of times coupon is paid in a year. That means if it is an annual bond, then this n will be equals to 1. And if it is a semi-annual bond, then this n will be equals to 2. बेगम किशोर जी, बरीदुल किशोर जी, यार पीछे गाने लगे हो, क्लास कैसे लगा रहे हो? हाँ जी। I request everybody, please take BFM seriously. Please don't take it casually. Promotion exam is way easy to clear. BFM takes lot of effort. ABM takes lot of effort. Now, From the previous screen, I took Macaulay's duration 2.73 and I put it here. From the question, yield was 10%, I put it here. Yield is 10%, 0.1. And I found modified duration as 2.48 years. And then we come to the next question. This is the next question. What will be the change in the price of bond if the yield goes down by 50 basis points? So this is a formula, percentage change in bond price is equals to, acha, idhar na, I'll just do one more question like this, and today I will not do anything more than this. Now see this. This is the next formula. Percentage change in bond price is equal to modified duration into percentage change in yield. In this case, modified duration is 2.48 and change in yield is 50 basis points, that is 0.5%. So I write 0.5 over here. So what will be the change in yield in this case? 1.24%. And because the yield is going down, the price will go up. Is that clear? I'll highlight it for you. Because yield goes down, price goes up. Yield goes down, price goes up. Fine. So what was the old bond price? The old bond price was 1,000 rupees. Now the price has gone up by 1.24%. So what will be the new bond price? 1,000 into 1.24%, add it 1012.14. You can get this question for 5 marks. In ABM also and in BFM also. Or you can simply get this screen for 3 marks. 1 mark to calculate modified duration, 1 mark to calculate the change in bond price, 1 mark to calculate the new bond price. Note it down, please.
सर इसको प्लीज एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे.
कौन बोल रहा है सर? कौन बोल रहे हैं सर?
जितेंद्र सर.
बताइए सर, क्या रिपीट करना है?
सेकंड हाफ इसका बॉन्ड प्राइस वाला सर, ये जो स्क्रीन है ये वाला सर.
सर ये देखो ना, ये तो फॉर्मूला है. मॉडिफाइड ड्यूरेशन इज इक्वल टू मैकलेस ड्यूरेशन डिवाइडेड बाय 1 प्लस यील्ड. मैकले ड्यूरेशन मैंने पिछले पेज से 2.73 था. फाइन.
यस सर.
I write 2.73 here. Yes, yield in the question, it is given yield is 10%. So I calculate the yield to 0.1%. Put the yield to 0.1, and from here I calculate modified duration. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the second question is what is the change in the price of bond if yield goes up or down? Yield is the market rate, it can go up or down. So this is the formula. Percentage change in bond price is equal to modified duration into percentage change in yield. Okay. So here आपका modified duration and this is your percentage change in yield. It is already in percentage 0.5. So your change in yield is 1.24%. Now the question is, this yield is the change in price is 1.24%. Now the thing is this price going up or is this price going down? We know that the yield is going down, so the price will go up. Is that clear? This
Yes,
thing
sir.
I've written it here. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So now what was the old bond price? The bond price was 1,000 rupees. Now with the change in yield, the bond price has increased by 1.24%. So 1,000 rupees into 1.24% is equals to 12 rupees 40 paisa. That means the new bond price is 1,000 plus 12 rupees 40 paisa is equals to 1012.40. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now everybody, this question has come in BFM. Now either देखो please, if you have understood this question, so if I give this question for 4 marks, 1 mark to calculate bond price, 1 to calculate duration, 1 to calculate modified duration, 1 to calculate percentage change in bond price, and 1 to calculate the new bond price. This question is very similar. All the steps are same except the first one. What is the difference? This question can come, the one we have done, this is a question that comes in ABN. Because here you are calculating the duration of one bond. This is the example of one bond. This is one bond. Fine. But in BFM, you have portfolio of bonds. Mic band karo ji. Acha, one person who told me that a 5-mark question on duration came. आपने किसी ने बोला था ना मुझे कि 5-mark question आया था जी duration पे. Who told me that you will send it to me tomorrow? Sir, please talk to me.
ये सर मैंने बताया था।
नाम क्या सर आपका प्लीज?
रघुवीर।
रघुवीर जी, क्या वो क्वेश्चन इस तरह से दिखता था? रघुवीर जी बताओ यार।
यस सर।
ऐसा था क्वेश्चन?
हाँ, कुछ इसी तरह से था सर।
चलिए, आप मेरे को कल वो क्वेश्चन भेजेंगे, भूलना मत।
मैं आपको भेज दूं। जी जी।
Now this question has come in the paper. Now please everybody look here. He gave you data of 7 bonds. Serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You had coupon for every bond. You had maturity date for every bond, YTM, price and duration. We don't need coupon, maturity or YTM. So I just put XXXXX here because it was such a big question. Somebody told me. So first question was, assuming equal holding in all the bonds, what is the portfolio value? Let us say Madam Deepti holds 1 bond each of these 7 bonds. What is the value of Madam Deepti's portfolio? Can I say total market value? If Deepti Madam has 1 bond worth 100 rupees, what is the value of her portfolio? 100 rupees. Market price, yes or no? So find out the total market price of this portfolio. Tell me. करो ऐड जी इसको, market price को. What is the total market price?
Sir, 776.34.
776.34. So this is your portfolio value, rupees 776.34. Market price of the portfolio.
I hear the remaining columns are marked as X.
Say again, ma'am. Please repeat again.
Sir, why the remaining columns has been masked?
Ma'am, I can't understand what you
ये
saying.
x क्यों लिखा सर मार्क
Ma'am, ऐसे we don't need these data. It was a very big question, so I don't have the exact proper data. So I just mark them as XXXXX. Okay. Now, shall I proceed? First question हो गया. First question was easy. Question number 2 was difficult. In the question number 2, they asked us in the same question, assuming equal holding in all the bonds, what is the duration of the portfolio? So this is a formula of duration of portfolio. In the previous question, this was the formula of duration of one bond, duration of a single bond. But if he gives you duration of portfolio, then this is a formula, that is the market price into duration of the single bond. Add them. So basically it is this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. So you will add all these. That will come in the numerator divided by the market value of portfolio. Market value of portfolio is, we've done it on this page, 776.34. Please calculate the portfolio duration, everybody. You can simply create one extra column here. Market price into duration. So what is the first value? 104.34 into
103.3594
into 0.9906. So it is
10.3592.
Okay. Similarly, you will calculate all and tell me the total.
सर ये ड्यूरेशन दे रखा होगा क्या?
सर ये क्वेश्चन एज इट इज आया है सर पेपर में.
ये ड्यूरेशन दे रखा होगा ना क्वेश्चन में?
हाँ जी सर. This question has come in the paper as it is.
सर उसमें ये कूपन परसेंटेज मैच्योरिटी डेट
सर उसकी जरूरत नहीं है सर. प्लीज दोबारा से सुनिए. पेपर में ये भी डाटा दिया हुआ था, ये भी दिया था, ये भी दिया था, बट वी डोंट नीड इट. सो मेरे पास इतना डाटा टाइप करने की बजाय मैंने सिंपल XXXX लिख दिया. ओके. आप इसको सॉल्व करके मुझे आंसर बताइए. Raji, tell me, what is the total of market price into duration?
Sir, 2052.035.
2153.97.
किसका टोटल है ये?
Sir, MP into duration. Market price.
So this total is 2154.04. Okay. Now put it here. 2154.04 divided by this previous slide, 776.34. Tell me how much is the answer?
2.77.
2.77 years. Please note it down.
सर एक बार पीछे वाली स्लाइड कर दो प्लीज।
ये लो सर।
बस सर कर लो, चेंज कर लो, हो गया।
Please note it down. So this was your second question. Now, next question. So now examiner also knew that you will not be able to solve this question. So your next question था ना, उसने ऐसे दिया, if the yield goes, ये question था, हाँ, this was the exact question. If the yield goes up by 50 basis points and modified duration of the portfolio is this much. So basically, he gave you the modified duration in the question and he asked you calculate the percentage change in the value of portfolio. So simple, in this case, what is the modified duration? It is given 2.67. It is given 2.6763. And into what is the change in yield? 0.5.
0.5.
So what is the percentage change in bond price? 1.24%? 1.34?
1.3. 1.338.
1.33%. Okay. That means if the yield goes up by 50 basis points, the price of the bond goes down by 1.33%. So this was the question number 3. Next question was, what would be the absolute change in the value of portfolio? Absolute change क्या है? Now what was the portfolio value? 776.34. So 776.34 into 1.33% कितना हुआ?
1038.84.
So the absolute change हो गया 776.34 into 1.33%. 10.32. So the absolute change will be 776.34 into 1.33%. This is rupees 10.32. And now the next question is, what is the new portfolio value? So what was the old portfolio value? 776.34 plus 10.32. So what will be the new values? 786.
नहीं ये सर ये माइनस होगा ना
सर माइनस करना है ना.
अच्छा हाँ सॉरी माइनस का कहें ना.
Goes down.
एक मिनट just let me erase it. So this will be, how much is the value?
765.95.
66.02 आएगा सर.
हाँ 766.02 आएगा. So this question came for 5 marks. Now tell me, first question was not difficult. Second was difficult, but now you know the formula. Now you know the formula of calculating the portfolio duration also. Third question was not difficult. Fourth question was not difficult. Fifth question was not difficult. Fine. So note it down, and I would like to stop here today. Now, please, I request you, before the start of the class tomorrow, revise today's lecture. It will be very important because tomorrow I'll finish market risk. Tomorrow market risk will be over, and day after tomorrow we'll start with Basel. Basel is nothing. You know a lot of Basel now. बस मैंने आपको बताया नहीं, but you already know, I would say 50% of Basel you already have covered. 50 नहीं 40% तो you already understood. I did not tell you purposely, नहीं तो आपने डर जाना था, but I kept on covering Basel in between. I linked everything.
Sir, is there no class tomorrow?
मैंने कब कहा? When did I say?
Day after tomorrow बोला सर आपने.
Sir, tomorrow I will finish market risk. Day after tomorrow I will start with Basel.
Oh God. Thank you, sir.
Sure. अच्छा ये दिवाली कब की है यार, पहले बताओ मुझे.
मंडे सर.
दिवाली नहीं पता किस.
ट्यूसडे.
हाँ
मंडे है सर. 24.
ट्यूसडे का तो सर कहीं पे जाना है. साउथ इज 25th सर. Tuesday.
Tuesday, sir.
Okay.
Tuesday.
सर फेस्टिवल मंडे है मगर
Recording
हॉलीडे
stopped.
है
Also Monday, sir. Festival on Monday.
मंडे को है सर।
Okay, so ऐसे करेंगे Saturday we will have a big class, Sunday we will have a morning class. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Sunday ko we will have a 3.5 hour class, so that you are done with in the morning, because festival time everybody has to enjoy with the family also. So, and Monday there will be no class. Okay, तो आपको मैं बता दूंगा Saturday we'll I'll tell you the thing. हाँ जी, चलिए।
This Saturday also have a leave.
सैटरडे को शाम को होगी ना सर?
सर इस सैटरडे छुट्टी है ना आपको कि नहीं?
हाँ
हाँ छुट्टी है सर।
छुट्टी है सर।
छुट्टी है सर।
छुट्टी है कि नहीं है?
है सर, है छुट्टी है।
तो सैटरडे को सर मैं आपको बता दूंगा, अगर छुट्टी है ना तो सैटरडे को रात को, सर अगर सैटरडे को छुट्टी है तो लंबी क्लास मारेंगे ना फ्राइडे मीन सुबह एक बड़ी क्लास करेंगे।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं सर।
सुबह करके खत्म करो
सर। क्लास बाउंस हो जाएगा जितना जाना
क्या?
7:30 is early hours, sir. Please start after 8:30.
But don't worry, wake up at 7 o'clock, attend the class at 7 to 11 o'clock, and then you enjoy for the whole day. Okay? चलिए,
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you the time on Friday. हाँ जी, बोलो। चलिए, all the best, bye bye. Please make sure tomorrow before the class you revise whatever we did today. You revise what is sensitivity, what is BPV, what is duration. Before the start of the class tomorrow, you have to revise all these. Okay?
Good night, sir.